for the honesty. Thank you so much. Kathy Adams, you're the travel editor at The Independent, and have been writing about your experience of pregnancy and mental health through the pandemic. I wonder if listening to Kathy and the talk about regret, you don't often hear that said. The idealised version of it is, of course, everything's absolute, baskets of roses and flowers and bunny rabbits, and it's all great. Talking about the regret that is felt after a moment like that, a life-altering moment like that. 0345 6060 973 84850 to text. You can tweet at LBC. Come to your thoughts in a moment. Tom Swarbrick here. 6:20 is the time. Tim Humphrey has the headlines.
Boris Johnson's warning extra COVID precautions may be needed when restrictions are eased in England later this month. Just under 28,000 more people have tested positive for coronavirus in the UK. It's understood a key Trump organisation executive has been arrested following a 2-year tax investigation. And the weather, some clear spells tonight, but it will cloud over in the east with some rain, a low of 7.
LBC Travel, I'm Dave Goff. There are long delays on the M11 northbound. 2 lanes are closed because of a police investigation between junction 7 for Harlow and junction 8 for Bishop Stortford. On the M1 southbound, there are queues after an accident earlier on at junction 8 for Hemel Hempstead. It's heavy on the M20 eastbound. There's a lane closed because a car has broken down between junction 3 for the M26 and junction 4 for Leybourne. It's very slow on the A2 going out of town because of an accident between the South Circular Road in Eltham and the Falconwood interchange. One lane remains closed, and on the A40 it's very slow heading into town. There's a lane blocked before the Hanger Lane gyratory. That's because a car has broken down.
This is LBC.
Dunelm presents A Forecast to Believe in. British summers are unpredictable, but you can always rely on the Dunelm summer sale to bring you the best bargains. With up to 50% off thousands of items, you're sure to find some sizzling savings for every bin. Shop in store and online now.
This is LBC. If you want to make the most of smart working, then here's a desk that'll work for you. From My Smart Desk. It adjusts to sitting or standing positions at the touch of a button. And now includes built-in USB-C and wireless smartphone charge points. Pre-order with £100 off for just £349, including free delivery from mysmartdesk.co.uk. And make smart working work for you.
Choice of brands, range of products, availability of stock. Getting what you need for any decorating or DIY project you've got on means having a supplier you can trust. That's why the local Leyland SDM is always well worth a look. With thousands of products for all kinds of professions and projects, plus expert advice on hand, we're open every day. To find what you need, find your local store or shop online at leylandsdm.co.uk.
Word in the woods is that 3 little pigs are looking to sell their homes quick. They seem to be in a spot of bother with a big bad wolf called Rick. So they spoke to the friendly team at Property Rescue, who can offer a guaranteed sale in as little as 48 hours at a fair price and a cash advance if you need one. Fast forward to living happily ever after. Visit propertyrescue.co.uk. Property Rescue. Fast forward to selling.
Has your business lost at least £40,000 as a result of COVID restrictions? Do you have business interruption insurance? If the answer is yes, COVID claims could help you reclaim financial losses, even if your initial claim was refused, you've been made a low offer, or you just don't know where to start, all on a no-win, no-fee basis. Just text advice to 60777 for help from COVID claims, regulated by the FCA. Text advice to 60777.
New Vodafone Evo. Our new mobile phone plans that give you ultimate flexibility with flexible upgrades, so you can upgrade as soon as 12 months into your plan. So you get the phone you want at the price you choose. Search Vodafone Evo. Vodafone. Together we can.
Upgrade means new device plan and extra plan. Existing device plan still paid. Terms apply. Vodafone.co.uk/terms.
Get Big Match ready at Morrison's with 2 pizzas plus wine or beer or a soft drink, all for only £5. Morrison's. Make good things happen. Majority of stores subject to availability. Online varies. See in store for full details. Ends 13th of July. Please drink responsibly.
Tom Swarbrick on LBC.
With Sage. Powering local businesses to boss it.
village got told to stay inside, how was it for you trying to bring up a baby without that support there? If you had a child during lockdown, if you've had children before and it was an addition, did you find that the first few months and possibly the first year was very, very different? Worse than how it had been before? 0345 6060 973 84850 to text. You can tweet at LBC. Bringing in new life in a time of coronavirus. Joy's a new caller in Desborough. Hi there, Joy.
Hi, I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Oh, brilliant. Hello.
Hi. Tell me how it was for you.
Okay, so I had a second child during lockdown. So literally 2 weeks into lockdown, and what happened was, so it was, to be honest with you, it was scary. So imagine you had a midwife visit coming in, helping you, and then before you know it, you went straight into lockdown. And during that time as well, anyhow, we contacted COVID, myself and my partner. So it was really, really hard. I was really worried, and I've got a little baby. Wasn't sure how to take care of the baby, how to. It was a second pregnancy, but it was completely different. No pregnancy is the same. Every child is different. Don't believe every child type, they're all different. So, and again, I had different deaths in terms of I had C-section. They were harder than the first one. So it had really, really lasting effect on myself, as well as the child. That's what I'm saying to guys earlier on. There was no family support. When you've had a C-section, you need all the support you need all that support for the baby.
This is a massively invasive procedure, the C-section. The recovery afterwards is a lot.
It is very hard. And obviously I had a lot of infection as well during when I had a C-section, and during the pandemic, I didn't go in. I was told to just let it heal, itself, because of, this was great risk for me, so I had to stay in, depend a lot on my partner, who, was really amazing, and took care of everyone of us as well, because I had a baby, and I had a 3-year-old, and I felt like I couldn't take, I felt really bad, because with the first born, I was able to take him out into a social activity, for example, into the library, where I was able to make friends as well. I did the dance bar, I'm only 26, and I made the dance bar, and it was just me going to the library, I was able to make friends, with the baby, the baby room.
I think when you've got, for you, particularly with another one, an older one, you need the space and the support just to buy you a bit of time. I think just to be able to get your head in, having to manage both of them, and maybe just into managing one of them, for perhaps small bits of time at the start, head out to both of them to be able to do something for you. And if you're locked down at home with no support, no access to family, and you're recovering from a C-section as well, that is incredibly difficult.
It was a different experience, I would say, to the first one. And obviously, the pandemic made it, being in lockdown, I would say, made it a lot, 10 times harder. Yeah, definitely.
Joy, of what Kathy was saying to us there about regret. Because you don't often hear parents, particularly new parents, talking of regret and having children.
I wouldn't say regret. Like I mentioned earlier on, I feel you felt really bad. You have like a bad, you feel like you're not giving that baby the best that it needs, to develop socially. Like I was saying earlier on, my first one I was able to take it
see the impact on them at those moments, because they are much, much more withdrawn or indeed scared to go outside and to try and get back to normal. Thank you very much indeed for your call. 03456060973. Now, I don't know if this is going to try anywhere. I'm really interested in this idea of it's very clear it was asked by one of her opponents who does have children whether she, Claire Underwood, feels regret that she hasn't had it. Claire Underwood shoots straight back and says, do you regret that you've had them? And I just wonder if you are listening. I'm going to change the name again. I realise it's pretty personal. Have you grown up regretting that you had children and regretting them? 03456060973. 844 text or tweet at LBC. Don't you want to hear 6:30 news headlines at 200?
Boris Johnson's urging parents and pupils to be patient before they pause to help isolation thanks to the school bubbles when England's lockdown restrictions end this month. 48 MPs have signed a letter against the current policy, as latest figures show 217,000 children in England are not taken. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister's also said that double jabs will be a liberator for people wanting to travel abroad this summer, but he's warning extra precautions may be necessary to protect against COVID in England after the 19th of July. Nissan's opening a new £1 billion factory making electric car batteries in Salford, lead to more than 6,000 new jobs, most of them in the supply chain. The weather, some clear spells to lightning mild cloud over in the east with some rain, a low of 7.
New to LBC, Camilla Tomini.
Hi, I'm Camilla Tomini here on LBC. Join me on Sunday afternoons from 4. I think the government is completely deluding itself if it thinks we're going to delay any further than July the 19th. The country's had enough. I just don't know what Boris Johnson was thinking in suggesting that it was a good idea to keep that Hancock on for that 24 hours. It was so arrogant. This should like to rail against this attack on freedom of speech. We should be able to disagree agreeably and reserve the right to offend.
New to LBC, Camilla Tomini.
Join me Sunday afternoons from 4.
LBC.
Leading Britain's conversation. Stay on stamp duty holiday with Galliard Homes and save up to £15,000. We've extended the stamp duty holiday on homes right across the capital until January the 1st, 2022. London apartments from just £250,000 that qualify for a Help to Buy mortgage with just a 5% deposit. All come fully furnished, free of charge, with ground rent and service charge paid for 1 year. Book to view virtually or by appointment by calling 0203 770 6300. That's 0203 770 6300. Or visit galliardhomes.com. That's galliardhomes.com. Stamp duty holiday applies on the first £500,000 of any new purchase. Help to Buy applies on units up to £600,000.
If you want to make the most of smart working, then here's a desk that'll work for you. From My Smart Desk. It adjusts to sitting or standing positions at the touch of a button. And now includes built-in USB-C and wireless smartphone charge points. Pre-order with £100 off for just £349, including free delivery from mysmartdesk.co.uk. And make smart working work for you.
What would the world be like if we listened more? At Honda, our ears are always open to new ideas. There's one now, knocking on our eardrum. What's that? What if we made a car with cameras instead of wing mirrors? A robot mower that knows when it's time to cut the grass. A self-balancing motorcycle. And what if by 2022, all of our mainstream cars were hybrid or electric? Great idea. Thanks, ears. Honda, the power of dreams.
Hey, Harry. Hello, mate. Any tips for the big game? It's a tough one to call. Your best bet is to ask Michael Owen. Here, Michael. Hello, Gaffer. You got any tips for the football? Oh, I think there'll be plenty of goals. No, can't see that. Both defences are strong. Yeah, but the little fella up top's lightning. Look like me, Michael. We're teeing up in 20. Whether you listen to Harry or Michael, make your best bet for the Euros at BetVictor. Search online for latest offers. 18 plus. Be gamble aware. Please gamble responsibly.
Galliard stamp duty holiday extended until the 1st of January 2022. GalliardHomes.com. Applies on the first £500,000 of any new purchase.
Tom's Fabric on LBC.
With
said they wished they'd never had children, while a further 6% admitted previously regretting it, but not doing so anymore. YouGov's research found 83% of parents said they had never regretted having children. The remaining 3% chose not to say or said they did not know. 0345 6060 973. Jay's a new caller in Surrey. Hi, Jay.
Right, so it was quite a positive experience. We had our first baby in November 2020, and we weren't able to see any family after the birth, so everything was over Zoom. My wife was on maternity leave, and I was furloughed, I still am, and that kind of gave us a lot of time to focus on the baby. So waking up at night, whoever was tired could just sleep a bit longer, and that person didn't feed.
Were you aware of, Jay, the sort of the idea of perinatal and postnatal depression?
No, I hadn't heard of perinatal depression or postnatal depression. It wasn't really anything that I felt had affected us too much.
Do you think you would have been able to spot it?
I think obviously there's fear outside. It's sort of subject to work by it, so I would be kind of aware of the serious. But for us, it just kept taking everything really positive and being focused on the baby, and it kind of worked out okay.
And this is your first one?
This is our first baby, almost 6 years old.
And what about because the expectations of it? Did the reality match the expectations?
So my wife was expecting to have a bit more of a relaxed maternity leave, going out, seeing friends, socialising with baby. That was more the expectation. Obviously the reality was just us two, and obviously on the background.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be okay. It wasn't any tougher than we thought. In fact, I would say it'd probably be easier because you sort of settle into a routine without any distractions, without anyone coming over.
You're able to sift out.
every day.
Yeah, you're able to sift out perhaps the things that might have added stress. Ultimately, I always found, Jay, that getting out of the house was such a challenge. The stuff you have to remember, the pram you have to pack up. That was one of the big initial first changes. Is that you suddenly go from being able to go out the house at a moment's notice, do whatever you want, to it takes half an hour.
Absolutely. So I'm still furloughed, my wife's back to work full time, and when I go out with the baby, it seems like a real pain, and I take everything in the car. It just takes so much time, and so I can appreciate how difficult it must be when you're on your own.
Oh man, I cannot imagine doing it on your own, particularly if you had to do it on your own during all this.
Yeah, that must be really tough.
Well, Jay, listen, congratulations to you both. Well done for getting through and managing your way through it. 0345 6060 973 is the number. Karen Middleton is campaign manager for Maternal Mental Health Alliance. Thank you for joining us this evening, Karen. Again, how would you describe the manifestation of a mental health condition born out after having a child or during the pregnancy that you think people need to get help for?
Well, we know that more than 1 in 10 women will develop a mental health problem during pregnancy or in the first years after birth, and that mental health problem can look very different for each woman, and I think it's about the support network around women and their families to be there to be able to identify whether there is a problem. And one of the things that we know has happened during the pandemic is being able to access those services, so whether that's a GP or midwife or a health visitor has changed, and women and families have had less access to families and informal support networks. So that ability to be able to get support for mental health, to kind of recognise that there might be a problem and get treatment has been affected.
And those services that people have obviously been struggling to get because of the pandemic, what would they be busy doing were it not for the pandemic in normal times? I mean, what kind of advice would they be offering people?
Those services have clearly still been operating absolutely during the pandemic, and they have been but maybe in different forms. So we know there's been much more, virtual communication to see women. And we know that some staff have been redeployed elsewhere, so there has been a reduction in some of the services available. But those services would be asking, the staff should be trained in mental health as much as physical health in order to be able to ask women how they're feeling, how they're coping, because as you were discussing with the call just before, the expectation of new parenthood can sometimes be very different than what people anticipated.
And that idea, again, I come back to it because it is sort of, it's not taboo, but it will upset people, parents who could think of nothing worse than ever regretting that they had a child. But certainly what Kathy was saying about that regret and the manifestation of it being that she just didn't feel anything for the child, would you say that was something that was a mental health issue that needed resolving and therefore needed access to the services?
Absolutely. I think that kind of, as I said, so every woman's situation is unique and their mental health needs are going to be different. But we do hear of women who do not bond with their baby in the way that they might have imagined, and therefore being able to get specialist help and support for that is really important, not only for the women, but also because that can also sometimes impact, the care that they're able to offer. And so
apparently natural love that is meant to come, some people maybe need some training to get to it. I don't know. Does that sound right?
I feel it kind of places a lot of sort of pressure on the idea of motherhood and parenthood, and I think that we have seen that changing over the last few years and kind of break down that stigma to say, that pregnancy and afterbirth is a time of particular risk for women developing mental health problems.